The Brooklyn Nets announced today that Kevin Durant and the Nets organization have agreed to move forward together. After months of trade rumors and speculation, we are going to see Kevin Durant play basketball for the Brooklyn Nets this season. How about it? My favorite thing about this statement, you have the Nets logo and the boardroom logo, just so Kevin Durant make sure he gets his on the official statement released by Sean Marks. And listen, we talked about this the first week of July. Once July 1st passed and Kevin Durant was still on the team, we're talking about top 15 player of all time, and there was no way for the Brooklyn Nets to actually get equal value. Because if you're a team like New Orleans or Phoenix or Miami or Boston, why would you give up multiple great players and draft picks for Kevin Durant, who's never happy? He had everything in Golden State and he left. And at the end of the day, he had everything in Brooklyn and he wanted out. This was always the resolution. So now, the Brooklyn Nets and Joe Tsai, the owner, they drew a line in the sand, and guess what? They won. Kevin Durant is going to play, and as we speak, according to our good friends at Caesars, they have the Brooklyn Nets and Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons, the third best odds to win a championship. So Joe Tsai decided to tweet a few weeks ago, made it public, when Durant said, I want Steve Nash fired, and I want, Sean Marks fired. No. He said, we're going to keep the band together, and this team right here, this starting five, Kyrie Irving, if he's actually focused and cares about basketball, if Ben Simmons actually decides he wants to play, this is a team, I'll say it again, just like last year, yes, they can win a championship. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be naive, right? It's going to be rocky. It's Kevin Durant. He has already been on Twitter fighting with Pat Beverly today. I mean, just another Tuesday in the world of Kevin Durant. But this was such a major win for Brooklyn because they couldn't get equal value. Sean Marks played this brilliantly. Owner Joe Tsai played this brilliantly. No team in the NBA wanted to touch Durant because he's a legendary all-time great, but obviously he's got that cantankerous, never happy, never satisfied personality. Kyrie, of course, is the big key. Kyrie Irving has quit on the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Boston Celtics, and he has disappeared and been disinterested every year he's been a member of the Brooklyn Nets. Kyrie did not get the max contract, so it makes sense to think from a Brooklyn perspective, maybe, just maybe, Kyrie's going to be focused. Ben Simmons, and I know this is a big risk and a hypothetical, Ben Simmons with the Brooklyn Nets makes a lot of sense. He doesn't have to shoot. He can't shoot. Philly fans know he doesn't want to shoot. Just get the ball to Durant and get it to Kyrie. Let him play defense. Let him distribute. Let him do his thing. Let him find Joe Harris to hit some shots. And Ben Simmons, if he's in the right frame of mind and he's right physically and mentally, he can actually enjoy success in Brooklyn. It's wild how this all worked out, but if you take a deep breath, and the Nets brilliantly did, you cannot be surprised. This is a major win for Brooklyn, and whether he knows it or not, and you never know what's going on in Kevin Durant's mind, this is a reputation saver for Kevin Durant. The Yankees notched a 4-2 win over the Mets yesterday. First time the Bombers have won back-to-back games since July. And with that as a backdrop, it's not exaggeration or hyperbole to call this as big a win as the Yankees have had all year long. The Yankees had lost 6 straight series. Max Scherzer was on the bump. It's the Subway Series, always pressure to go and beat the Mets. And Aaron Judge, all rise. Home run number 47 on the season, on pace for 62, which would move past Roger Maris for the most in Yankee history and American League history. And knocking out Scherzer and beating Scherzer the day after they beat Alek Manoah, beating all-stars and great pitchers in back-to-back days, kind of a big deal for Aaron Boone's team. And I appreciated what Brian Cashman said before the game, that he has faith in Boone and the players, because What else is he going to say at this stage? And I thought Boone had a good post-game news conference when asked if back-to-back wins, that was a turning point. He said, no, it's about winning a championship. And I'm glad he stressed that because you couldn't be too positive because the Yankees, you see the numbers on the board right there? Just anemic in the month of August. I mean, one of the worst teams in baseball. Now, Jacob deGrom is not pitching for the Mets tonight, and that to me is a major mistake, a rare faux pas by Buck Showalter. I would have decided to go for the juggler, not give him an extra day, and then an extra day after that with the off day tomorrow for the Mets. Frankie Montas has been awful, akin to slop and batting practice ever since Brian Cashman made that trade. Listen, this is a big one. He needs to earn the pinstripes tonight. No excuse for the Yankees. Great win, great night to be a Yankee fan. It won't mean anything unless the Yankees can take care of business tonight. My guy Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills megastar quarterback, sensational on my SiriusXM radio show today. And make no mistake, the pressure is going to be on in Buffalo after last year's stellar campaign. And now, more balance and talent around him. You listen to Josh Allen, and he knows where he can be even better. And he's already in midseason form when you look at what happened in the preseason over the weekend. What a scramble. What a strike to Gabe Davis, who's going to have a monster season as the number 2 wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. And that's kind of it. And we talked to Josh about this on radio this morning on our SiriusXM radio show. This is going to be the best Bills offense he's ever had. This is going to be the best Bills offense ever. With all due respect to my guy Jim Kelly and Andre Reed and James Lofton and company, Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs to Gabe Davis to Isaiah McKenzie, I think that getting O.J. Howard teaming him with Dawson Knox, that's going to be amazing. Gabe Davis is going to be phenomenal. And Steph Diggs, I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. I just think that this offense, the upside here, it's to be the number 1 offense in the NFL. Allen raved about Von Miller and what he means in terms of tangibles and what he means in terms of intangibles for the Buffalo Bills. And I think this Bills defense is going to be top 2 in the National Football League. Allen is fired up. He loves Ken Dorsey. He played in the preseason, Allen did this past weekend, because he wanted to work on the communication with Dorsey, who's been on the coaching staff forever. First time calling plays with Brian Daboll, now the Giants head coach. This is obviously something that'll be a bit of a learning curve, but it was seamless over the weekend. I'm telling you right here, right now, listening to Allen, he goes over what he's motivated by. Obviously wants home games in lovely Western New York. I stressed, and he agreed, getting the 1 seed. You want a championship Sunday in Buffalo. Want to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. Like, remember what happened last year against Jacksonville and Pittsburgh? I'm telling you right now, Josh Allen's going to be in the mix for MVP, Offensive Player of the Year. Bills are going to have the number 1 offense, and I believe the Buffalo Bills are going to be the 1 seed in the AFC, and the Bills, behind Josh Allen, are going to win the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers is talking it out, expressing a little more confidence in his receivers than he did a week ago, and it's going to be all hands on deck to fill the void left by Devontae Adams. But have the Packers given their star quarterback enough to work with? Let's talk this out. Well, the answer to the question in terms of the receiver position is no. Absolutely, positively not. The deeper question is, does it matter? Rodgers has an unbelievable gift. We are talking about the 2021 NFL MVP. He has back-to-back MVPs, 4 in his career. We talked a few weeks ago on my SiriusXM radio show, Rodgers motivated by a championship, and he wants to maximize the newbies, the young guys. Like Dubes and Watson. It's very important to him, developing that chemistry, getting them on the same page. And if he can get the young guys and his bestie, Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard, and Sammy Watkins, who is new to this organization, but obviously a vet who has a lot of talent, if he can get him going, then yeah, Rodgers is an absolute gem, an all-time grade, and this time around, he has the luxury of a great defense. Those are the rankings from last year. I'm here to tell you the Green Bay Packer defense should be top 3 in the NFL this year. I think this defense is going to be superb. I think the Green Bay running attack with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon is going to be sensational. Not only in terms of running the ball, but catching it for Rodgers out of the backfield. David Bakhtiari coming back at the left tackle position. That is a huge deal. So the answer to the question on the screen is no. Not even close do they have enough at the receiver position. But Rodgers will maximize every single ounce of potential talent that you have on that organization at the receiver position, and he doesn't have to win it this year by himself. The run game, the defense, superb. We look at the schedule, understand the division. This Packer team is going to get the 1 seed. There are more talented squads in the NFC, but they have a legendary quarterback, soft schedule. I think they're going to win at least 13 games, get the 1 seed, and Rodgers and the defense will give the Packers a realistic chance to go to the Super Bowl. The 49ers go into the 2022 season with hopes of another deep playoff run. So it was certainly a bit concerning to hear about Trey Lance throwing 3 picks in yesterday's practice. I know we're just talking about practice, but can San Francisco treats their fans to a Super Bowl with Trey Lance under center? Let's talk it out. The answer is yes. You know, we talked about the Packers a bit ago in terms of can they make a Super Bowl run? The answer is yes, because the quarterback and defense will carry them. Well, I think Trey Lance is actually Josh Allen light. He just needs experience. He needs confidence. I think that Kyle Shanahan is a gem of a coach. I think that Kyle knows how to get the most out of a quarterback. I think that the run game is always incredible under Kyle Shanahan. I'm not worried about Trey Lance throwing interceptions in practice. I think that the game experience, the real game experience, is going to help. He's going to play at least a half against Houston this week in the preseason. And I think the 49ers defense will be the single best defense in the NFL this year. So with Bosa and with Warner and Armstead and company, this defense is going to be loaded. And the weapons that Trey Lance is going to have on offense is a big deal. Deebo Samuel got his new contract. Deebo Samuel running the football, catching it. George Kittle, one of the top 3 tight ends in the league. He's absolutely tremendous. Brandon Ayuk is fantastic. So I believe in Trey Lance. It's time for Trey Lance to dance. This team is ready. And I think that, yes, he can absolutely go to the Super Bowl this year in San Francisco. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.